Title Index Control enables you to easily create glossaries and indexes on your website. In this video, you'll learn how to create a new ASPX Title Index Control, populate it with items, as well as how to customize them. I'll start with a new ASP.NET application. From the toolbox, I drag and drop a new ASPX Title Index Control onto the page. From its Smart Tag, I click on the Items link to invoke the item editor. I click on the button to add a new item. I'll call this Canada and specify the appropriate URL for the country. I'll repeat the same steps for 6 other items. I click OK to close the item editor. The title index has been created and populated with the country names. I resize the control. You can see the width property automatically modified in the Properties panel. Next, I expand the Index Panel property node. I can use this to modify the properties of the index displayed in the control. The visible property can be set to hide or show the index. I can also change the position of the index to be at the bottom, or set it to be displayed both at the top and bottom of the control. For the purposes of this lesson, I'll leave it at the top. Finally, I can set the behavior of the index panel to filtering. This will allow the user to filter the index based on their starting letters. Finally, I'll hide the filter box. I run the application to see the results. And you can see the index control populated with the entries we created for it at design time. I can click on each letter to see the index entries. Clicking on an index item will redirect me to the specified Wikipedia URL. I close the web browser and return to Visual Studio. I'll set the behavior property of the index panel back to navigation. I also want to display the filter box. Additionally, I can change its vertical position to display it above or below the index panel. The horizontal position can also be modified. Next, I'll enable autofocus on the filter box. This will automatically put the caret inside the filter text box when the application is loaded. Now I'm going to further customize the layout of the control. I set the column count property to 2, so that the entries are split into 2 separate columns. Now that I have 2 columns, I can customize each of them separately. I can add bullets to each item by setting the Item Bullet Style property. By default, index items are grouped alphabetically. Let's see how to group them using custom group values. To do this, I invoke the item editor. On the left pane, I highlight the first 3 items. On the right-hand side, I can specify a common group value property for all 3. Let's group these into North America. I click OK and highlight the next 2 items. These are grouped into South America. And finally, the last 2 are grouped into Europe. And I'm done. I click OK to close the item editor. I can change the way that the groups are displayed within the title index control. To do this, I set the categorize property to true. I run the application again to see the results. In the filter box, I type in the letter C, and all the items that start with that letter are displayed. I add the letter A after it. The filter is applied accordingly, and only Canada is displayed. I can also use a wildcard to display all the items that have the letter C anywhere in their name. And just like earlier, I can click on an item and I'm redirected to the specified Wikipedia article. Thanks for watching, and thank you for choosing DevExpress.